This is why you never ever underestimate the Scottish mountains, even in summer. 2 years ago, I was an experienced but overconfident hiker. I decided to do a solo traverse across the Cairngorn Plateau, from Cairngorn to Ben Macdui. The forecast was for clear skies and light winds. I had my map and my compass. That was all I ever needed. I saw locator beacons as a crutch for the unprepared. My skill was my safety. The only reason I had my phone was to take pictures. The hike up was beautiful, views for miles. But by the time I reached the broad, flat summit plateau, I saw it, a wall of white cloud rolling in from the west. It moved unnervingly fast. Within 10 minutes, the world vanished. This wasn't a mist. It was a thick, freezing hill fog that reduces visibility to less than 10 feet. The temperature plummeted. The wind picked up, a constant disorienting moan. I was prepared. I stopped, put on my extra layers, and got out my map and compass. I took a bearing for the descent route I'd planned. I started walking, counting my paces, my eyes glued to the compass needle. That's when the sounds started. The wind would drop for a second, and in the silence, I'd hear a voice. It was faint, like someone calling from a long way off. "Hello?" I'd shout back. No answer, just the returning wind. It happened again a few minutes later. A different voice, clearer this time. A woman's voice sounding concerned. "Over here!" I yelled, my voice swallowed by the fog. Silence. My logical brain knew it was probably a trick of the wind. But the primal part was taking over. This is how people die. They get lost, they get cold, they start hearing things. I tried to ignore the wailing I heard in the distance and kept walking. My bearings should have been right, but after what felt like an hour, I still hadn't begun the descent. Instead, I almost walked straight into a large cairn I recognized with a sinking heart. It was the summit cairn of Ben Macdui. I had been walking in a perfect circle. The panic hit me then, cold and sharp. Hypothermia was setting in. I was shivering uncontrollably. The voices felt closer now, whispering on the edge of hearing. I knew the old stories about Unfair Leah Moore, the big grey man of Ben Macdui, and for the first time, they didn't seem silly. I didn't have a choice. I broke my own rule. I fumbled for my phone, the device I'd only brought for photos. My hands were so numb I could barely hold it. The screen showed the battery was almost dead. I only had a sliver of signal. I opened my messaging app, my vision blurring. I sent a pin drop of my location to my partner with a text. Lost in fog. Hypothermic. Send help. Just as I hit send, the screen went black. The phone died. I crumpled down between some rocks, trying to conserve heat. I don't know how long I was there. It felt like hours. Just me, the white nothingness, and the feeling of something immense and silent watching me from the fog. That's when I saw him. A figure materialized out of the fog about 20 meters away, a dark silhouette against the white. Another hiker. Relief flooded me. I wasn't alone. I waved a clumsy arm and croaked, "Hey! Over here!" He turned. I'll never forget the look on his face. Pure, unfiltered panic. He stared right through me, shook his head slowly, and then turned and shambled off into the fog, swallowed in seconds. It was the strangest thing. It felt like he was running from me. I pulled my knees to my chest again, succumbing to the cold. I thought about that other hiker, the terror on his face. Was he out here too? Freezing? Was he the one I should have been running from? The sound I heard next was the blessed, beautiful thump, thump, thump of a mountain rescue helicopter. It emerged from the cloud like an angel. They spotted my bright red jacket. They winched me up, wrapped me in blankets, and got a heat pack on my chest. In the helicopter, one of the rescuers shouted over the rotor noise, "You're lucky. We got a call about another missing walker on the plateau. His wife reported him overdue. We were scanning the area for him when we saw you." My message had never gone through. I'd been crouching in the frozen fog, waiting for nothing, waiting to die. My skill, my map, my compass, none of it had saved me. They found the other hiker later, holed up in a shallow gully. I heard he was in rough shape but alive, mostly just scared out of his wits by the weird way sound carries in fog. It was almost funny, both of us running around up there, freaking ourselves out with ghost stories. I've been telling this story for a year about what an idiot I was. Full of hubris until a bit of bad weather had me conjuring up the big grey man come to eat me up like a child. I've still been hiking, although never without a locator beacon and a power bank, and I sometimes tell this story to other people I meet on the trail. They always laugh at the idea of supernatural beasties, and for a year I've been laughing too. Until just last week, when I found myself in a walker's pub in Aviemore. A man was telling a story to his friends, his voice low and serious. I couldn't help but overhear. I, hypothermic, completely turned around, he was saying. Hearing things in the fog. Thinking about Furlier Moor and the banshee and all the rest of the rubbish your gran fills your head with when you're a lad. Then I saw another bloke. I've never been so relieved in my life. He was crouched down, shivering like a wee flower in his red jacket. I thought I was saved, or at least I'd have some company to die with. The man took a long pull from his pint. And that's when I saw it, standing right behind him, looming out of the fog, a tall, lumpy grey shape with black holes for eyes, just standing there, silent. I stared right at it, and it was like it stared right back. I've never felt fear like it. I ran. I left the poor bastard there with it. Was so ashamed of myself I couldn't even go find him later to say sorry. The pub noise faded around me. I just sat there, my own pint frozen halfway to my lips. I haven't planned another hike yet. Maybe I'll take a cruise instead. Sleep well and check your window.